Well, with that, we'll just leave it as Mission Space is trash.
Cover me red with anger. Cover me red with anger.
Welcome, Disney fans, to another episode of the Not Club 33 podcast. We might actually change that name. We'll get to that in a second. I'm Steve Rhodes, joined this week, as always, with Pat Neistat.
What's up?
Bobby Burchins.
Oh.
And Becky Wells.
Hey, guys.
Do we have a new name? Because, Becky, your brother Paul, I guess he was watching one of our episodes and threw out the Notcast. I kind of like that.
Yeah, he texted me. He's like, caught up on episode 3 of your Notcast. And I'm like, that could work.
I kind of dig it.
I love it.
Well, we're on board with it.
I want all the royalties, guys. That's how we work.
We're stealing it. It's ours now.
Yeah, sorry, Paul. We're just going to commandeer that. The Notcast. Pretty cool. Awesome. Bobby, you just had an article go up this week. It's Masters Week, and you and I are the big golf fans, but we're not going to go delve off into a golf rant.
See them off over here to my right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love the game of golf. I know it's not for everybody, but you had some interesting points about what Disney could be learning from Augusta National and the whole Masters presentation. Like, just go ahead and give us like your, a couple of your big ones.
Yeah, so the basic overview of the article is that I love the Masters. It's my favorite tournament of the year. I mostly love Disney World, obviously. I have my qualms with Disney, and the reason why is because like you can really easily compare the Masters to Disney. There's always that sort of nostalgia. There's always that kind of picturesque view of how we each would view either the parks or walking down Main Street USA, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same thing once you walk into Augusta National. It's very different going there in person because Augusta, frankly, is a shithole, especially around that golf course. But like once you park and once you walk in, from what I understand, because they don't accept the likes of me in that place, it becomes this beautiful mecca of just nothing but gorgeous beauty, everything that you would ever want to see on television. Being in Atlanta, I've got friends who go all the time, and they're always bringing up stuff like, beer is cheap. Pimento cheese sandwiches, I mean, they're $1.50, which I know that's
probably
not
a reason for that.
because pimento cheese is delicious. Okay,
I'm going to agree. Yeah.
I mean,
but a hot dog.
I wouldn't trust the egg salad, but that's me. But seriously, all the concession stands, the prices haven't gone up since the 1980s. Think about that when compared to Disney prices. It goes up every 20 minutes. It feels like.
Oh yeah.
Oops! A bottle of water now is costing $5.50. Nope, $6 now. That's what's going to happen here.
$300.
Yeah, exactly.
The California girl.
Oh. Pat's not kidding. Exactly. He was just looking at menus.
Plan your budget.
There's some good bottles, but I mean, it is $300 for now. Yeah.
Car payment.
Yeah. I mean, I spent $300 on that bottle of Johnny Walker Blue that I was bragging on in episode 1. So,
for a sip of that, Disney would charge you $300.
Yeah, that's insane.
They have Johnny Walker Blue, a sip, an ounce, $40. Damn! $40.
That's a lot. I drank a lot of that this weekend.
There's
an ounce.
You could buy the bottle and like an opaque coffee tumbler from Starbucks and fill it. I'm sorry. And
it wasn't me again.
Dang. It's been a day.
I've got the button ready always.
Good. Thank God. Yeah, but you could share it with everybody with you and charge them $1 and make your money back. Bring it in the parks with you. I mean, don't do that.
But to Bobby's point, I mean, it does go up a lot faster than you'd seen the normal inflation rate does here in the States.
Yeah.
Not to brag or whatever, but like I was having a conversation with my dad at one point a couple of years ago. Told me that it was $189 for a room at the yacht club when we stayed there in like the mid '90s.
Yeah,
I just paid $500 for the same freaking room.
Oh yeah.
There's no way that it's $300 more, and nothing much has changed. Hell, I think the mattress might be from the mid '90s, based on how I slept on it.
But yeah, I mean, if you go Disney Direct, the prices we know are ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I put out the video about renting the DVC points. Just one of the way to do it, because if you can do that, that's a huge cost savings.
Absolutely. This was a last minute, hey, Georgia residents, you get a 30% off stay type thing. And I'm like, okay, I'll add a night to our trip for that. And the original price was something like $560 without taxes or anything like that. It ended up being like $450 with the discount. So there's no way that the price point for what you're getting, like to what you had said, there's no way that inflation is causing that. It's literally just Disney greed. And the thing about Augusta National is they have all the money in the world.
Demand, and it's a publicly held company, so it's about profits and shareholders. Is what it is. So,
but think about Augusta National, where you have some of the richest people on the planet being members, and like they can afford. That's why you're not getting in.
They're not beholden. Obviously, like. I want Disney stock to do well. And I want them to make lots of money because I own Disney stock. So they charge, $300 for an ounce of whiskey, whatever. Somebody's going to pay.
And yet, how many billions of dollars did Avengers make? That $2.5 billion. And don't get me wrong, that's a bad example because that's probably the most expensive movie of the year. But Captain Marvel, Black Panther, those types of movies, they didn't cost but maybe $200 or $300 million to make, and they each made a couple $1 billion. So there's plenty of profit to be made on the movie side of the business. I'm not saying that you have to slash prices altogether, because frankly, once they do that, that's when all the riffraff comes in. That's what's happening in Vegas right now, where like the Aria, one of the top resorts that's in Las Vegas, it's so cheap that the homeless people are collecting enough money on the street to actually pay for a night to stay there. So I'm not suggesting that we do that necessarily, but at the same time, make it affordable for a family of four who is actually middle class to go and not sacrifice a kidney to have a great vacation.
I agree 100%. I mean, you're just saying you want a middle ground, and
or like a slower rate of increase.
Sure.
And what Pat is saying is Disney's just looking to find that ceiling, and when people stop paying, that's when they say, okay, we've gone too far, and then they stop pushing the price up.
The other thing is that people complain about crowds, and what pricing and extending pricing does is tries to limit those crowds. So what they're trying to do is they're reaching their point, like Steve said, but it's really to limit how many people they can bring in the park and still give somebody a good experience. Yeah.
There's like speculation on the DVC side of Direct, because they keep raising the minimum number that you need to get those blue card benefits. You're grandfathered in, but they just raised it like a week ago to be 125 Direct points.
25 points,
and a lot of people are speculating one of the main reasons they did it is they're trying to not give out as many blue cards. Like they want obviously to make their sales, but they don't want the people who used to be, you get like a 25 or 50 point contract like a couple years ago, and then still get whatever benefits they offered at the time or forever because you have that blue card. But now it's like, as much as it may seem like you're lesser for discounts and things with the resale, they're just trying to not flood it as much. And it's the same principle as Pat's saying. Like they're just not necessarily only trying to find a ceiling, but trying to like make it where it's not as many people without
certainly supply and demand. That's absolutely the guiding principle behind everything, and that's not lost on me. But I also think right now, especially in the middle of Corona, we have that natural limit. I mean, we're going because we're a bunch of nutcases, but But not everybody and their brother is deciding to make 2 or 3 trips down to the parks this year like we have. So,
I mean, my brother is too, but
Yeah,
I'm sorry, my brother is not. Okay, I don't know about everybody else's brother, but no. So if they go, it's going to be for a quick type stay. It's not going to be for the elongated stay. So we already have that natural barrier to entry because of literally a virus that's going around, and people are scared. So this is the perfect time to have that price pause, so to speak, and let kind of the middle class catch up to a degree to where the prices are.
I can see. The only thing I would say that would stop them from doing that is they got to think their movie business gone. Theme parks. How many theme parks are even open? I mean, only one in the U.S. So they got to find money wherever they can at this point. So.
And to circle back to your point, Bobby, I agree. You don't want it to become a barrier to entry, but I guess people are still paying. You just came back from there. I know we're the fanatics, but Becky and yourself just came back. Pat is planning a trip next month. I'm going next week. It's like,
we're the problem. Yeah. We're absolutely
the reason
why this is happening.
But how many of us are there? How many other blogs are out there, vlogs are out there, just people that are on Twitter that love the Disney universe on Diz Twitter. I mean, and the Reddit groups and the Diz boards, and it's just madness. And they have a whole built-in fan base that they can't seem to tick off. Your average Joe might not go, but how much are they catering to them right now? It's more catered to the fanatics, and you're looking at 4 of them.
I think
I'm one who can be pissed off, though. Let's be real. So
that's your job.
The local pass holders got really upset. There's been, because they had a hard time getting any park passes. They've been feel like they're super slighted, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't be or anything like that, but the fact that you can't really renew an annual pass, and then now sort of you can, but there's a whole chunk that you can't buy a new one. All these different things. It's the same principle, again, going back to Pat's theory and everything. They are making people who are always there upset, but monetarily speaking, that's not their bread and butter. APs that live there aren't coming and spending all the money, and they're feeling slighted, but I don't know what to tell you. I mean, the people my family bringing 7 people from across the country at least once or twice a year. That's obviously more money than someone who can drive there, but maybe doesn't spend any money once they're there. So,
but getting to back to the article to a degree, I feel like what Disney can learn is that you can still do things picturesque, you can still do things super nice, and you can still do a lot of the same types of things that they were doing, but you don't have to over commercialize or overdo it when it comes to charging people. I mean, even the membership, it's rumor because it's a private club, but even the membership dues at Augusta National are something like $10,000. It's not that, I mean, obviously you can contribute further than that, and plenty of people do. But that's all the more reason why I'm kind of bummed by something like a private club being able to take on something like that. A couple of years ago, there was an ice storm that pretty much knocked Atlanta on its ass. Everybody got made fun of. I think Saturday Night Live had a Southerner driving a Cadillac Escalade with Coca-Cola in the back or something like that. But it knocked over one of the more famous trees on the course. And yes, that's right. There's famous trees. It's the Eisenhower tree that the president used to hit the ball into all the time. So instead of removing it, they named it after him. But 20 minutes after that tree fell, it looked like that tree had never been there. And that's the kind of quickness, and that's a response time that only Disney could duplicate in terms of getting things back together after some sort of natural disaster or something like that. So in my mind, the two are very comparable. And when I see something like Augusta National still maintain those prices, still maintain only 3 sponsors, that says to me that it can be done. And I'd like that more out of my vacation experience. But that's just me.
You guys can check the article out on the website, notclub33.com. We will leave it at that, and you guys can leave your comments there on the website for Bobby to read about his.
I will respond.
Masters.
I'm dying. I've got one more. I have to say this. I swear, Bobby, I swear, you just completely described, with membership fees and everything, you just described the Club 33 of golf.
Yes.
I mean, it is.
And you're upset that Disney doesn't have that, but they do. Okay, we can move on.
I want to be a member, okay?
You're a member of Not Club 33. You don't need that other garbage.
All right, sorry.
Pat, speaking of challenges at Disney, one of the big challenges for people, or they might think is a challenge, is people that have food allergies attending the parks. And a couple years back when Pat joined Not Club 33, you came up with an allergy guide for people. If you want to tell people about that and just where they can find us, we have a Facebook group and sections on the website if you want to just jump in.
Yeah, so one of the big things for me when I'm going out of town or just in general trying to find somewhere to eat is I have allergies. My daughter has allergies, and it's super, super hard to eat out. And so one of the great things at Disney is that they make it super easy to eat if you have allergies at all of their restaurants. So what we did here on the website is we put together every menu that we could find, that all the allergy menus that we could find, and we put them all on our website. And then we also created a Facebook group that consists of other people with allergies, and we post the menus on that page, and people comment on it. They share their opinions about what restaurants they ate at. So it makes it a lot easier for people with allergies to see what they're getting into when they go to Disney World.
So do you find it pretty easy to navigate the parks on your own, or do you just kind of lean on the group, the Facebook group here, where you combination of both? What's your strategy?
So my strategy is, one, if you're doing quick service, it's a little bit more tricky because they have a set menu, and most of the time you have to speak with the chef just to make sure that the allergy menu is correct. And then if you're doing table service, there's a lot of times what they have on the menu isn't necessarily everything that they have.
Right.
So if you speak with a chef, maybe they can alter it just a little bit to fit your needs. So some people may have like multiple allergies. I have a gluten allergy and a shellfish allergy. So it's a little bit easier, but with people with like 5 allergies, super hard, but the chefs at all the restaurants will work with you and find you something to eat. So, and yeah, having a support group on like the Facebook page, that is excellent, because then you can bounce ideas off of people, strategies off of people, stuff like that.
I'll link that in the video description for all you guys out there that might be interested in our food allergy group. It is very useful. I ping in there from time to time. My wife's not full celiac, but she does have some reaction to gluten that we found out from a doctor. And I remember we were at Nine Dragons in Epcot, and we told them about it, and they were like, "Oh, they just whipped her up a completely another dish," and just it was just easy peasy. Yeah. So
yeah, pretty much anywhere you go, you're not going to have a problem, and don't stress out about it. Like usually, it used to be a big stress, but when we go there, it just like we don't even hardly worry about it. We know we're going to find something to eat, something good, and they're going to help us with it.
Yeah, the good
Bobby,
thing
you
with
were
that.
going to say? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, if I may recommend, Pat, don't go for the lobster Alfredo over in California. That's my personal contribution to everything.
Oh,
but
Bobby, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I know. I do have to ask, because people, even though I think all 4 of us are on team not dining plan, would you say that has affected your more so your idea of purchasing or not purchasing the Disney dining plan?
No, I either way I wouldn't purchase it because I think one,
Because he's not an idiot.
it's overpriced.
Well, yeah, I know, but the point was that I was trying to make, especially for those out there, like if you've got to worry about the allergies and everything like that, and especially if you have to have the quick service as part of that meal package, then definitely don't get the dining plan specifically because then you might be exposing yourself to an allergen because of the preset menus.
Even the quick service they do a great job as well. It just their food is more set than as at a table service where they can manipulate the dish a little bit more. So, yeah.
What? I like on the Facebook page that there's reviews, not even just by us, but then other people that have joined will give their, like you said, like their opinions and stuff. And it's nice to have like a searchable entity to look into that. And I also have been noticing a lot of people saying they're having issues with, since you have to mobile order anywhere that takes a mobile order, you have to. And basically, so like for Pat, when you guys go, if you have this issue where you're not seeing it on the mobile order, you either have to just, because the registers won't be open. There's usually one though, but if you say you have allergies and you need just talk to a chef, basically just escalate it immediately. Be like, I need a supervisor and a chef.
Yeah.
Like, don't even try to mess with it because I've just heard a lot of people having when it gets busier.
Yeah.
So if you haven't already planned out your meal for the day, like I wouldn't even try. I would just go straight to them, and not to be high maintenance or something, but just like make sure you get what you need to get and just get out of there.
They want you to come and speak to them.
Yeah, no, it's not that it's a bad thing to do so, but just that I've heard people having a hard time when they didn't realize, looking through the mobile order, they don't know how to modify whatever.
Right.
Obviously, you're not a novice in this area, but just in, sure. As it's going to start getting busier, but they have a different process, I suppose. Like, just go straight to the cast member you can find and be like, we have some allergies, I need this. Like,
I'm going to go, like, I probably won't mobile order. I'll probably just go up and try to speak somebody, before I order.
Right.
And just do it that way. So that would be my suggestion.
That's part of your planning every time, Pat, but planning in 2020 might be a little bit different this year. So let's change the subject just a little bit into our park strategies. Becky, you had mentioned, things are a little bit different. So how is this affecting everybody's strategies? So Becky, you just got back. Bobby, you just got back. What is changing for you guys? And what is staying the same? Just I'll let you go ahead, Becky, since you brought it up.
Okay. My family has always been rope drop to close, even with babies and littler kids. Like, I don't care. I'm there. I'm not spending the hours to get back. Part of that is because having so many kids to get back on a bus or whatever Disney transportation and get them changed and go swimming, they won't want to get back out of that pool. And I'm like, I don't have that many hours to do this. I think we've done maybe one trip where we left to go to like Whispering Canyon for a birthday dinner or whatever. And it took so many hours and we were kind of like, okay, I could have ridden a few more rides. This is not something we want to do. But I do think that on our trip next month, that is going to be our plan. It may not be a table service, but we're planning to around midday, maybe not typical lunch hours because I'm not dumb, but we're going to go to whatever resort is within a walkable or boatable or monorailable distance from whatever park we're at and go, explore it a little more, grab whatever different quick service that we've ever tried and have our snacks, have our food, just take it easy and then head back. And I'm kind of looking forward to doing that to break up the day because we absolutely will still rope drop to close, but I didn't see a lot of places like our normal spots in, for example, Magic Kingdom to go and like chill out and get away from everybody. Not even really available. That whole back area in Fantasyland with, the Dumbo area, there was, like a whole pavilion back there, but I don't even know, maybe it's a mask break. I don't even know, but there's not these places as easily accessible. So I'd rather just completely leave and actually take a break than try to like get frustrated with everybody else trying to do the same thing.
Bobby, what was your thought, Bobby? Because you just got back as well. Did your strolling change? You don't have kids, so how did that work for you?
Personally, I took it as an opportunity to take more in. I kind of feel like there's not as high capacity crowds. You can kind of wander a little bit more, and you can kind of take an extra few minutes in the gift shop without feeling like you have to rush from ride to ride to ride to ride.
Yeah.
So I've never been rope drop guy. I hate waking up early as it is. Why would I want to do that on vacation? I don't mind being there until park closed because I'm more of a night owl anyway. Unfortunately, during this whole hashtag COVID-19, we're all in this together time frame. The closing hours are 7 or 8 o'clock for most of the parks, so you don't get to have that benefit as much doing anything at nighttime. But you don't have to hit every ride every time, especially for people like us who go once or twice a year. In fact, to me, it makes sense to have you wanting to go back to do something that you hadn't done. But this trip, we literally spent 6 hours at Star Wars and had a blast doing it because we explored everything there, from the droids to the lightsabers to both rides, all of the different shops and all the different drink stands and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I found that to be a lot more relaxing than the hustle and bustle of, we have to haul ass now over to Toy Story Land to make sure we get on Slinky.
I agree. Pat, you're just starting your planning stages. Are you going to go in this kind of all gung-ho plan, or are you going to just kind of leave things up in the air?
I'm not sure. We're probably going to take it a little easy because it's hard to know what to expect,
Just a flexible planning.
I think we'll be open to doing whatever, probably leave in the middle of the day, come back, that kind of thing. Same thing what Becky was talking about. Maybe explore just a little bit more.
Depending on the park, and I'm serious when I say that we had Hollywood Studios closed at 7 o'clock. I mean, to me, that seems like the perfect time to go to the pool afterwards. So maybe that's not a good day to go hop in the pool at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, especially since there's no park hopper option.
Sure,
but
my strategy right now is there is no plan, and we're just going to wing it. And that's crazy coming from me, somebody that meticulously plans. And you've seen my Fast Pass article where I give you point A, B, and C, and all the way down to Z, basically. But just kind of leave it up in the air and have fun. And I think this is a time for that. So things have changed.
We usually let our kids. Last trip, we let each kid pick, I want to say 2 things that throughout the week we will do our best to do those, and then everything else is take it as it comes. We may be lucky to let them each choose one thing this time because I don't know. They have their favorites, and that's make sure everybody gets to kind of do the thing they're looking forward to the most. That's a fair thing, but I'm not talking 2 or 3 things in each park because then that becomes like 15 things. Yeah, so I think they're all kind of just excited to go because it's been a while, and just let it go how it goes. I'm looking forward to that.
That's the plan for us.
Yeah,
cool, guys.
I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go, and we're just going to have fun.
Awesome.
Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Fun?
Yeah. Vacation, right?
Allegedly.
I'm hoping we can get that we can meet up with Pat and his family on Hollywood Studios Day. That's kind of our goal. Yeah, I think
we're going to be in the same park at the same time.
Yep. A lot closer than we are most days.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's not a border check between you guys now, so
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was telling Pat's wife, we'll have to get our boys to ride Tower of Terror. She's like, he won't go on that. I'm like, oh, Okay, well, we'll pick whatever ride he wants to go on, and then.
Oh, can I say something about Tower of Terror, like that I got disappointed by? There is no, because they don't want you like crowded in a small room, and I totally understand it. But there's no pre-show now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
It's such a bummer.
There's a couple things that I found that same where I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense, but oh.
Well,
I can't complain on some things, but on your favorite ride, Bobby, they sure as hell still had that annoying not Gary Sinise video and had to watch that.
Oh.
Have they ever fixed the buttons to that ride?
It still doesn't work.
Oh.
Nothing happened.
Maybe on
Did
the
they ever
green
work?
one.
Did they ever work?
Yes.
Mission Space? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we'll just leave it as Mission Space is trash. And...
Color me red with anger. Color me red with anger.
Team Orange. Still
oh,
weak.
my goodness. All right. Guys, we're going to wrap this show. This has been episode 4 of the Notcast. Thank you, Paul, for that. We'll be back.
Paul.
I don't know. Are we going to do a Thanksgiving week show? We'll see. That's kind of up in the air. We're doing these bi-weekly. The next one would fall that week. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll see you. If we don't, happy Thanksgiving. For Becky, for Bobby, for Pat, I am Steve. You guys have a great day.